Hi, I'm Francis Marion. I was a great military leader during the Revolutionary War and a hero. I was the slickest, stealthiest man alive and could sneak a large group of U.S. soldiers out from an army of British redcoats. At a young age, though, I was very small and sick, and my friend Peter Horry said at age, I was no bigger than a New England lobster. Now you think I couldn't do much, but I grew in size and strength, and at age 5 or 6, my parents moved to a new plantation near Georgetown. When my childhood was spent here, I wasn't very educated, and my uncle needed me to help, but my last desire wasn't farming, but sailing, and at 15, I became a sailor. I was a sailor now. On my first trip to the Caribbean, on the way home, my boat sank. I had to sit on a little boat for a week with 5 other men, without food and only rainwater. 2 men died and we finally landed, and that stopped my sailing obsession. And then, after all this, at 18, my father died, and I was the man in the house. And then 4 years later, the French and Indian War broke out. I was almost 25, and me and my brother Job were recruited by Captain John Postle to help drive the Cherokees away from the border. But enough slow talk. Let's get to the good stuff. I was in command of Fort Sullivan, where the British tried to attack it, but we defended it with little guns and ammunition. I would have been at Charleston, but I broke my ankle and I had to leave to recuperate. And I then created a small group consisting of 20 to 70 men near the North Carolina border, still with a broke ankle. Colonel Tarleton chased me 26 miles through the swamp before stopping and saying, "As for this darned old fox, not even the devil himself could catch him." So that was my nickname, the Swamp Fox. I later left for a state assembly, but my men grew disheartened and thought to turn me over. I then put down a loyalist uprising on the banks of the PD River and then left to go home. The war was over, but when I got home, everything had burned down. My food, my house, everything. It was all gone. I had to borrow money to get it all back. I then married my cousin. We live and will die. That day will come. Just gotta wait. This is Fort Sullivan. It was my first place of combat in the Revolutionary War. The rear was open, but it was still very defensive due to the deep water in the rear where men couldn't cross. The sides were made out of soft palmetto wood where the cannonball was sunk into it. The front was made out of stone. It was really the only defensive part. We had very little cannons and ammunition.
Okay, this is the cannon that I pulled through the woods in the very beginning. What's your order? Okay. Okay, I'm the Revolutionary War licensing Concord. What are you?
I'm Francis Marion.
And he's Boston Tea Party.
Thank you for coming.
Any questions? Any advice?
Y'all did good.
Thank you.